What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Nash here. Welcome back to the channel. Hold on, let me fix my camera. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. Anyway, let's try this again. What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Nash here. Welcome back to the channel. Excuse me. Now before we get started with today's video, the road to 200 subs has now come to a close, and we're now on the road of 500 subs. Who knows? Maybe we might hit 500 subs by the end of the summer. Only time will tell. But as I have said in previous videos, if this channel does get to 500 subs, excuse me, I will open up this Korean LOB booster box in its entirety on the channel that I got from my partners over at Collector Store. So be sure to check them out. Link and address will be in the description below. By checking them out, not only does it support them, it also supports the channel, and I would greatly appreciate it. On the hopes to potentially pull a Blue Eyes White Dragon, a Dark Magician, a Red Eyes Black Dragon, a Piece of Exodia, Monster Reborn, Pot of Greed. The possibilities are out there. However, if this channel gets to 1,000 subs, I will open up this first edition Toon Chaos box in its entirety on the channel that I also got from my partners over at Collector Store, on the hopes to potentially pull a collector's rare out of the set, much similar to what I pulled out of my Genesis Impact box that I opened up last year, which is this beautiful Beacon from the Underworld. This thing does look incredible as a collector's rare. But with that being said, if you guys want to see those boxes get opened, maybe you guys want more episodes of WWE's Biggest Issue. Maybe you guys want more episodes of Yu-Gi-Oh's Biggest Issue, deck profiles, card discussions, WWE topic videos, or maybe, just maybe, you guys want some premium live event predictions and results. Well, if you guys want all of that and more, my channel is the place to be. So if you guys are new to the channel, and I know that a lot of you guys are, because more than 80% of you guys are watching the content, but you guys have not subscribed as of yet. And to top it all off, we got to get more women. Excuse me. And to top it all off, we got to get more women to watch the content as well. So if you guys are watching the content, you like the content, and you want more of the content, but you guys have not subscribed as of yet, then make sure you guys do indeed subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, smash that thumbs up button on this video, and as always, make sure you guys are following me on all of my social media. All of my ads will be in the description below, as will the info to my fan mail. It will also be in the description as well. And I want you guys to post in the comments below answering the question of the day, which is this: Who would you consider to be the most underrated talent on the NXT roster? Let me know down in the comments below. And for today's video, speaking of underrated talent, we have an injury update on former NXT Women's Tag Team Champion Cora Jade. Now, if you guys do not remember, earlier this year, back in January, Cora Jade was in a match. Excuse me. At a house show called NXT Fort Pierce, which actually the venue was the Harvard L. Fenn Center in Fort Pierce, Florida. And she was in a match against Lyra Valkyria, and unfortunately she suffered a torn ACL in her knee, and they said that she would be out of action for quite some time. The funny thing is that she had only been back in NXT for a month. And if you guys don't remember, she suffered a knee injury last literally last year in 2023, and came back and actually returned to NXT at 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 deadline at NXT deadline, and said that she was going after the NXT women's title. Now one month later, she's back on the injured list and said that she would be out of action for several months, and she even stated that she's still a few months away from being cleared for action, but also stated that she would be going after Roxanne Perez and the NXT women's title. So obviously the rivalry is still there, and and it's interesting because when you think about Roxanne Perez and Cora Jade, and you think about the what was then known as the NXT Women's Tag Team titles, and Cora Jade, boop, right in the trash, literally pulled a Medusa from WCW and just threw it in the trash as a sign of disrespect, not only to NXT, not only to WWE and the fans, but also to the entire women's locker room, proving that she does not give a damn. She does not give a damn whatsoever. Kind of like one of those oh my god, what's those people, what's the oh not, oh my god, I can't, oh my god, there's a term for it. There's like there's a term for it, but I can't think of the name, but it's almost as if she doesn't give a damn about anybody surrounding her but herself, if you will. And funny enough, as far as or actually rather, this was, oh wait a minute. Never mind. Let me backtrack. She actually made an appearance at the Harvard L. Fenn Center in Fort Pierce, and stated that she was still a few months away from being cleared, and she would go after the NXT Women's title and Roxanne Perez. Earlier this year, I believe it was actually in Fort Pierce, if I remember correctly. But if you guys were there when Roxanne Perez, when Cora Jade got hurt, let me know down in the comments below where it was at, because I don't remember. But she made an appearance stating that she was a few months away, and that she would be going after the NXT women's title. And again, as I stated before, as I stated before, we saw her return to NXT at Deadline back in December, following the 6-month hiatus. And funny enough, in Fort Pierce of Florida, at that live event, we saw Roxanne Perez retain her NXT Women's title in a triple threat against Carmen Petrovich and Tatum Paxley. And then we also saw Tony D'Angelo defeat Damon Kemp. We saw Joe Coffey. There was Joe Coffey again facing off against Ridge Holland. And then, of course, we saw as well Javon Evans and Wes Lee defeat Adrian Sanofe and Malik Blade. And there was also Thea Hale against Izzy Dame. So there were quite a few matches on the card, and it was pretty interesting, because Cora Jade, that whole time she cannot catch a break. It's almost as if it's almost as if that something is telling her that she needs to change her attitude, change her ways, if you will. And given the fact that Roxanne Perez is now a heel, one could argue that Roxanne's heel run might end up backfiring, but we could also see Cora Jade become a babyface as well. So it's basically a double-edged sword. But as far as this goes, one could argue that because of the fact that her luck has been pretty shitty as of late. One could argue that she could end up just getting released from WWE entirely. I mean, I know that Nikita Lyons has also been sidelined with another knee injury. In fact, I actually want to see about that injury. Here we are. So as of right now, funny enough, if you can actually believe it, Nikita Lyons is also dealing with a torn ACL and returned to action the same month, back in December last year, but this time after 11 months out of action due to a torn ACL and meniscus in her knee. And she even said that she hopes to be healthy in time for Halloween Havoc later this coming October. And funny enough, and ironically enough, the person that injured her the first time was none other than SmackDown draftee Blair Davenport. And it's crazy. It's crazy because both Lyons and Jade had only been back in the ring for a month, and already they're now injured. So one could argue that it could end up getting to the point where WWE will just call them up and just say, hey, we can't, if you're gonna be sidelined this many times, we're gonna have to let you guys go, which is pretty possible. I know they did that with quite a few superstars over the years. I think Gilbert, Dwayne Gill, I think was one that definitely comes into mind. I know they did that with a few female talent. I think China. I think China was one of them, because she left WWE right around 2001. right around 2001, I think, due to injury, if my memory serves correct. And we didn't see her get back in the ring until, what was it, TNA Sacrifice back in 2009, if my memory serves right. Ooh. So it's pretty interesting to know that, but funny enough, I think honestly, I think it's not the way I see it. It's not a matter of them having, them getting injured, out of the blue. I feel like it's more of bad luck. and it's more so bad luck for Cora Jade rather than Nikita Lyons, because because with Lyons, she was one of the fastest rising stars in NXT, and she immediately became a fan favorite. Where as opposed to Cora Jade, yes, she did become a fast rising star over time, mainly, but it was mainly because of her spot inside War Games a number of years ago. And it's crazy because um her big break, if you will, her big moment was at Stand and Deliver, I believe in 2022. I believe that was Dallas, actually. So one could argue, and also too, the moment she turned heel and turned her back on Roxanne Perez and threw out the NXT Women's Tag Team title, well, her title anyway, that was when the bad luck started to seep in a little bit with all of the PLE losses that she had, with some of the losses that she had taken on NXT TV, but also too her chances at the NXT Women's title, she lost every single time. Even also at NXT Deadline, with the first ever Women's Iron Survivor match, which funny enough, Roxanne Perez won, and Cora Jade came this close. And that was when the bad luck started to come in. The way I see it, the only way that she can change her luck around is if she became a babyface again and started to do exactly what Bayley has been doing ever since she won the Royal Rumble earlier this year, back in January, and that's trying to regain the trust of the fans. Because with Bayley, you guys know, for about 5-6 years now, she never gave a damn about the fans whatsoever. And even forming Damage Control was her what may have been her biggest accomplishment, but it all backfired in the end, as now she's on SmackDown, and the rest of Damage Control are on Raw, but only Asuka is the only one that's injured. And she left WWE right after Backlash in Lyon, France. So one could argue that if Cora Jade were to indeed return and become, and come back as a babyface, one could argue that we might end up seeing that Bayley resurgence, if you will, coming out of Cora Jade, which is possible. But as far as Nikita Lyons goes, one could argue that she could even also return as a heel, which is very possible. But we don't really know for sure. But as far as this goes, I mean, again, as I said before, for all we know, WWE could just hit them up and just be like, hey, we can't have you. We can't have you guys getting injured all the time, so we're gonna have to let you go. Not only did they do that with guys like Dwayne Gill and I think China, if my memory serves correct, but they also did that with another female talent in the form of Amari Miller. If you guys remember her from NXT Level Up, then you guys know exactly what I'm talking about, because she had 2 knee injuries over the course of 2 years. I think the 2 years that she was with NXT, and within the last year, she got released from her contract. Now she's just doing her own thing. She's just doing her own thing, minding her own business, and just doing whatever she wants to do, which is awesome. Props to her. So at this point, it's hard to say, but only time will tell. Only time will tell. We don't really know for sure what will be next for Cora Jade, or even for Nikita Lyons, for that matter. But I will say this: I will say this: no matter when they do return to NXT, I can guarantee you that Roxanne Perez is gonna be in for one hell of a title run, because once they come back, I can guarantee you that they're both gonna be going after Roxanne Perez, and it's not gonna be pretty. But with that being said, that will do it for today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you guys smash that thumbs up button. If you guys are new to the channel and you guys want more WWE topic videos in the future, then make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and follow me on all of my social media. All of my ads will be in the description below, as will the info to my fan mail. It will also be in the description as well. And on that, this is your boy Nash, signing out.